Hi, this is Mark Pubet. Last night, Apple just released the iPad mini. The things that we knew that Apple would release, and it was released last night. Okay, it's not yet available for sales, but Apple has released and unveiled all the specifications and everything at the Apple special event, including on the Apple site. So I'm going to give you my opinions, my advice as a personal shopping coach. I'm going to analyze, because if you just want to know the specs and if you want to know the reviews, you can just watch the Apple special event. Just go to the Apple site and watch that keynote presentation. You don't need me. But if you need an additional friendly advice from me, who've been working for Apple for a decade, I think you're at the right place. So I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to try my best to make this video to be pretty worth your time. I'll do my best. So let's start with my opinion. First of all, I watched the keynote presentation roughly about 3 times. I have downloaded the podcast from the iTunes store, and I found something that might be a bit of exaggeration. First of all, Apple claims that we can hold the iPad mini in one hand, but they didn't mention about women and children. Even a man, sometimes I've seen few children trying to hold it like this, and for me personally, I would not take that risk with our case, because for I know the back is quite slippery with the aluminum enclosure, so I don't think it's a good idea to hold it like that unless you put in a pretty good rubber or silicone case. And so that's the story about we can hold it in one hand. And secondly, people ask Apple millions of times, is the iPad mini just a shrunken down version of the iPad 2 or just a scaled down version of the iPad 2? And Apple is trying millions of times to address that particular question, that no, it's not the reduction, as the guys on the ad said, whoa, it's not the reduction. So, but actually, in terms of the screen resolutions, it is, the iPad mini is a shrunken down version of the iPad 2. Also the iPad 1, the first generation iPad, is a shrunken down version. Because the thing is, they scaled down the screen, they shrunken the screen. So the iPad, in terms of the overall screen ratios and resolutions, it's pretty much the same as the iPad 2. Therefore, those developers don't have to work very hard to make another version of their app. Therefore, everything that you can see on the iPad 1 or 2 screen will be scaled down to fit the... So it's kind of like a little version of the iPad 2, the iPad 1 for the iPad mini. So everything will be scaled out properly. So the thing that you can see on the iPad mini will be exactly the same. The thing you saw on the iPad 2, the first generation iPad, everything will scale down to fit that size of the screen. So first of all, I'm going to have to give you my friendly additional opinions, as my friends have requested. First of all, I don't really like this iPad mini very much. My first reason is the camera lacks LED flash. The camera lacks, it has 5 megapixel camera with 5-element lens, the one that we found in the iPod Touch 5, but it lacks the LED flash. Without a doubt, due to probably business reasons, they didn't put the flash because probably it might affect the iPod Touch 5 sales record for some reason. Of course, because the thing is, we need flash sometime. Because well, in daylight, under direct sunlight, even a cheap Nokia crappy phone, 3.2 megapixel, can shoot pretty good photos that have been taken by my Nokia 021 3.2 megapixel camera in daylight. It's pretty good. And the thing is, it lacks phone feature. So you may not agree with me, but the thing, you trust me one thing, that I'm a kind of enthusiastic and energetic person. I never had a day off before. I walk around throughout Bangkok, Thailand. I've been to, you know, almost every shopping malls in Bangkok, Thailand. I've been trying to see people and try to notice them when they use Samsung Galaxy phone, the large 7-inch one. The thing is, the size of the iPad mini is between the full-size iPad and the iPhone. It's the size in the middle. The size is in the middle, so it's slightly larger than the phone, but it's not as huge as the 4th generation full-size iPad. So sometimes they should add phone feature. We can use with small talk. We can carry like this. It's not too big. Well, probably can use Bluetooth headset or something. It lacks phone feature. Thirdly, it lacks the Retina display. So in terms of the size, that I'm going to give you 4 more additional opinions for my brand. First of all, if you really want to buy the iPad mini, do not just okay, you see the ads and then you have seen the Apple keynote and then you just orders online. Don't do that. You might be disappointing later on. So you have to go to the nearest Apple store and you try to play around with the iPad mini. You spend days. So you figure, you write on a piece of paper, why do you have to buy the iPad? And then you, because the thing is it depends on your personal preference. The thing is, let's say you don't have to agree with me, but I've been working as a frontline salesperson, presenters, trainers for an Apple store. I've been talking to lots of customers at the store myself. Some people prefer the resolutions of the iPad 2 than the iPad with Retina display. Some like the iPad with Retina display, but some said, well, the resolution of the iPad 2 is much easier for their eyes to see and watch. Some said, well, the resolution of the iPad, well, due to your personal preferences. So you go to the nearest Apple store, you jot down a piece of paper, what exactly did you want to do with your device? You go there and you play around with that. So first, don't just order that, okay, because the thing that you saw on the stage may not be exactly the same as the one that you're about to open up the package and you experience that, but you spend money. And it's going to be a living hell if you don't like it. You order it, you paid for that, you don't like it. So it depends due to, you know, store regulation in each country, but in Thailand you can get your money back. So first of all, that's the no. So don't buy it online without using it or without putting your hands on it personally. And secondly, if you want to buy the iPad mini, please buy the white one if you can. Because as we can see that the black one with the slate back can get scratches easier than the white one. You don't have to worry about the actual color, because the thing is, you need a case anyway. You need a case, but you don't entirely need the screen protective films, but of course, incidentally, you need a case. Ultimately, you need a case. Probably a soft silicones or generally leathers and everything. And the iPad mini requires something called nano SIM. So it's not like micro SIM, it's nano, it's even smaller. And lastly, if you want to buy the iPad mini, I would extremely suggest that you should buy the one with cellular. Because if you buy the regular iPad mini without cellular or 3G or 4G LTE, the thing is, it's going to be, I don't think it's worth your money, because I would suggest you should buy the iPod Touch 5 because it has LED flash. So that's the iPad mini. The iPad mini is not available in 2 different types. The regular one and the one with cellular, the one that you can insert the nano SIM card. And it's now available in 3 capacities, 16, 32, and 64. So that's my opinion. I don't really like it very much. If I might want to buy the iPad mini, probably, okay, I don't like the size of that large 4th generation iPad, and I think the iPhone screen is too small for me. I don't need flash, I don't need a phone because I already have another phone. So that's it. I don't really care about the Retina display. So that's the iPad mini for my heart. I'm going to give you some additional details about if you want to compare, because it's not entirely a shrunken down version of the iPad 2 because it has better cameras. The rear-facing camera gives you 5 megapixel resolution, whereas the iPad 2 gives you a roughly like 900,000 pixels, less than 1 megapixel. The front-facing camera gives you 1.2 megapixel for still photos, and you can record 720p HD video. Rear-facing gives you 1080p, whereas the iPad 2 gives you only 720p. And also the things that I like the most, this one really got my heart, is Siri. The new iPad mini has Siri feature, whereas the iPad 2 doesn't have Siri. And the Wi-Fi, downlink speed of the Wi-Fi allows you to go up to 200 megabit per second, and that's the thing. I don't think that Lightning's dock connector is an advantage, because some of my friends throughout the world, and I've read many websites like Macworld, Mac Live, 9to5 Macs, Mac Rumors. These websites, some of the people that gave comments on this website, some says the Lightning dock connector was not an advantage. Some call it disadvantage. So it depends on you. Probably might be a pain in the ass because you already have a both side up with 30-pin dock connectors, but you just purchased a new iPad mini, you might have to buy that awkward loops adapter, Lightning to 30-pin. So that's the thing. So first thing first, about if you want to buy the iPad mini, which is just the white one, don't buy it online, go to the store, play around. I want you to play around with everything, iPad 2, iPad mini, iPad 3. Because probably want to play games, lots of games. Before you buy a device for a game, you trust me on one thing. You don't buy a device because you think probably it might be a good device for you to play a game. You have to figure it out first. You go to the App Store and you have to figure out how many games you want to play. Let me give you an example. In the past that I purchased PlayStation 2 console, because it's very cheap now, hook it up to my television. You know what? I end up playing only one game. It was Resident Evil Outbreak Files 2. I play only one game, and I spent 99 bucks in Thailand to buy the PlayStation 2. You should buy the one with cellular. Okay, because if you want to buy just the regular Wi-Fi, which is just the iPod Touch 5. And of course, so that's the thing. It lacks LED flash. It doesn't have a flash. So in low light, it's going to be a disadvantage. And it lacks telephone, and it doesn't have Retina display. You're gonna be aware of one thing, that Apple made the iPad mini to compete with Samsung Galaxy 7-inch tablet with the phone, but we don't have the phone. So this is going to be the beginning of a journey. Please leave your comment underneath this. And I said earlier, I have successfully categorized my viewers into 3 categories. If you're a tech expert, you don't need to watch my video. You don't need to watch this. If you're a newbie for a Mac, you need to watch it. Or if you, let's say, you're a Mac user, you have the app, you know how to download the app and thing, but you are wondering if you might want to upgrade to the iPad mini or not. For me, personally, I would stick with my bulky iPad 1. Thanks for watching. Please leave your comment. Feel free to leave your comment. Please visit my facebook.com/SlimeMacGuru. You see a lot of things that, I don't know, you can leave your question there, or you can leave your question underneath this video. But in general, I would kind of, I can't catch up with lots of comments on YouTube, but I would visit that facebook.com/SlimeMacGuru every day. So thanks for watching.